So as the puck comes around, like just trying to be sealed, there's a guy right here, so I wanted to be down, get up there, which I liked. Now when he makes this play kind of across, we lose a stick, so now there's that seam there. I wasn't quite sure with all the bodies in front where he was going to be.
That's a lot of bodies.
So in that sense, like I wasn't sure if he was a righty. I wasn't sure how close he was. So I like the sliding up in those situations because I feel like, hey, I got my bases covered if he's hitting a one-timer. Right. But if he doesn't, then it's like, okay, slide up, set my feet. So then I feel like especially with the sliding up too, it keeps my head down. So like my head's nice and low, and then that is able, keeps my eyes level and still to be able to track this puck easily. And then he shoots it, and then it's just filling space, right? So all I'm trying to think there with the high blocker on that kind of a little bit of an awkward angle is just trying not to pull the shoulder and the arm back.
Right.
Trying to keep the shoulder in it and just fill that space. So I'm keeping that
shoulder
shoulder
by
forward.
keeping your head down and forward, it allows you to have that blocker up without pulling that shoulder
Correct.
off.
Yeah, you just don't want to open up any space for it, and then it just hits you right in the shoulder, and able to make the save there. From even like I'm not very aggressive there. I'm pretty deep, but I'm able to just keep the shoulder in it.
Okay. So the key there is
it's more like a filling space type stop as opposed to a pure like reactionary.
But again, understanding how to fill space, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like not that long ago, a lot of guys would pull like the instinct would
Yeah.
be to pull that blocker up and away, and, and you're not actually closing on it. You're kind of opening that.
Yeah, you're creating space for that puck to go.
Okay. Perfect. And then cover all types.
Yep, and it just found me.
This is the replay. This is the other replay. So you can see what you're dealing with traffic-wise.
Yeah, and it's such a wide pass. It's hard to know exactly what's going to be over there, especially like the D kind of got flip-flopped at one point, and then yeah, exactly.
And so sliding coming across. Once you get eyes on him, like, is there the decision to get back up here?
Yeah, as soon as I saw he wasn't hitting it right away, it was up to my feet. For me, I'm always thinking feet. Like if I'm nitpicking, I felt on the initial play where he came around the net, 43 there came around the net, and before he made all his plays through the zone, like I thought I could have been a little quicker getting back up to my feet. Like I'm always trying to get back to my feet.
That's your
for me.
process.
Yeah, I find I'm my best when I'm playing for my feet, playing on my toes.
So as you slide across here and you get eyes on him, if he is a right shot and he's on a 1T, you're in position.
Yeah, and I just stay down, and if I have to, maybe I just grab my edge and step myself, but stay down.
Right.
And if not, like this situation, I saw he was still, as I slid there, he was still catching it and had his head, looking at the puck. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna get back to my feet as quick as I can.
Love it. Okay.
Well, this is difficult because you have to first prioritize the short side.
Okay.
And that's what makes this.
I'm gonna rewind it a bit. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, right. Well, when he's right there. That's actually a good angle, the behind angle too.
Okay.
But yeah, right there, as you can see, like he's trying to hold me on the short side, and this is what I know Lotz really well. I played with him in Philly, obviously, but he's a very, very talented player. He knows what he's doing, and it's just like, I mean, this hits me in the glove because of good positioning, but I did miss my post here, and that's why I don't love this.
Oh, okay. Right.
I missed my post, but that's where the habits come in. Visual connection, square. It's just
so here's a great spot. So you're saying you've got to protect short side here.
You have to prioritize short side because it's like the business decision. It's like if you let in this one, nobody cares. But if you let in the short side one, you look like an idiot, And it's like you got to hedge those bets a little bit too. I hate to say that, but that's a reality of the position.
No, we've had that conversation with a lot of goalie coaches. Like, these are the ones that can't go in because then I'm fighting with the head coaches to keep you in the net or keep you on the team.
Right. Where if he taps us in back door, it's like, okay, it's a lot different. But I think in an ideal world here, I would probably get outside my post, and then I would go in reverse earlier here, and I think that would have made everything much more seamless.
Okay.
But again, like you can see, I have great head, I'm very wide with my pads. I have great visual connection. I'm square the entire time, and things just kind of happen to work out.
What you start to learn too is as you get older, is the moments you get that you're able to take looks. especially when, if the puck's getting rimmed around, you know where it's going to be. That's a great time to take a look.
You're in a safe spot. It's not coming
Exactly.
to you.
Like on dump ins, if the puck's getting dumped in, you know where it's going to end up. It's a great time to take a look. Anytime there's a player that doesn't have his eyes up looking at you, like it's a good time to be able to take a look. And the more of an image you can create of the zone, it just helps you to be a step ahead of the play, where a lot of the saves happen before the puck gets to the guy. And a lot of the desperation saves happen when you don't know the guy's back there.
Right, like when you got screened on that one.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Slap play. So we kind of lose the save there a little bit, but there, as you sort of have to rewind it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go back and watch from the big angle because we just lose you a little bit there. But the look lets you know, and then as it comes across, just walk me through the thought process of the push, and then as he has time to catch it and pull back into the middle, again, not overdoing it.
Yeah, I think ideally I'd like to stay on my feet in that situation.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure where I went down. Again, it happened so fast. Right. I can't tell you why, but if I get a good look and I know where the guy's at, ideally that's just a push to my feet.
Okay.
And it's a much easier save if you're on your feet. I don't have to do the extra movement. You end up making the save and making the best of it. But yeah, I think ideally I'd like to just be on my feet there. I think I have enough time.
And that's fair. Like that's why you probably review
exactly.
video all the time.
Exactly.
Once you are down in that position and he bumps it into the middle, is the important thing not to, like sometimes we get behind or we maybe make a decision we'd like back and then we chase to catch up. Is that the important part here, is to not sort of, once he pulls it back, not to open anything by trying to get out or push or be.
I think the big thing on this play is I get my right skate on the post to contain myself. So you can see I kind of bump and then bump off the post.
Right. Lets you get center net.
Yeah, just whatever you can to get you anchor, whether it's getting that leg up and stopping yourself or getting a little bump off the post.
I think we see the bump here a little bit.
I think the bump is a bit safer in that situation.
There we
because
see it there.
Yeah, you keep both legs down, or if that leg's up, maybe he tries to throw a 5-hole or something.
You have to first prioritize the short side.
Okay,
and that's what makes this.
I'm going to rewind it a bit. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, right. Well, man, he's right there. That's actually a good angle, the behind angle too.
Okay.
But right there, as you can see, like he's trying to hold me on the short side, and this is what I know Lotz really well. I played with him in Philly, obviously, but he's a very, very talented player. He knows what he's doing, and it's just like, I mean, this hits me in the glove because of good positioning, but I did miss my post here, and that's why I don't love this.
Oh, okay. Right.
I missed my post, but that's where the habits come in. Visual connection, square. It's just
so here's a great spot. So you're saying you've got to protect short side here?
You have to prioritize short side because it's like the business decision. It's like if you let in this one, nobody cares. But if you let in the short side one, you look like an idiot. And it's like you got to hedge those bets a little bit too. I hate to say that, but that's a reality of the position.
No, we've had that conversation with a lot of goalie coaches. Like, these are the ones that can't go in because then I'm fighting with the head coaches to keep you in the net or keep you on the team.
Right. Where if he taps us in back door, it's like, okay, it's a lot different. But I think in an ideal world here, I would probably get outside my post and then I would go in reverse earlier here. And I think that would have made everything much more seamless.
Okay.
But again, like you can see, I have great head, I'm very wide with my pads. I have great visual connection. I'm square the entire time. And things just kind of happen to work out.
Well, you've got the pad there and you just build vertical coverage with the glove.
Yeah. I just let my hands follow my eyes. I don't think about my gloves in any way. If your hands are loose, they're going to follow where your eyes go, and that's what happens here.
It's funny because you said you missed your post, but you're right. This is a great angle. Like as the puck comes across, you can watch how you do stay on it visually, and then everything else sort of cut. Like you flatten, and the hands just sort of come right across with it.
Right across with it, right. But you can see like the way that my hip is angled there. My hip is actually
Here?
craving to push off of something, and that's what that little movement is, where it's like, oh, it thinks my hip thinks my foot is inside the post, but there's nothing to push off against, and so that's why it looks so awkward here.
Right.
And I'm a little farther back and like more seated than I would like to be, but again, like those habits, that's why you do it.
You can see the toe ties here pretty well too.
Yeah, see, gaining a lot of coverage. Because like, if you think about it, like where the puck is on his stick right there, just looking at the toe ties, like thinking about if my pad was super connected to my skate, how much coverage I would be losing. It's just so much more further out and forward. This is a great example of it. But like that pad is covering way more space than if it was 4 inches back and on my skate.
Well, and if it's 4, so there's two sides to that, right? Like, and I'm actually gonna, let's see if we can, this one. Because there's two parts to that equation. There's the fact that the pad, you're right, would be pulled back with your skate, which costs you coverage out near the post, like far side coverage. But if your pad's pulled back to your skate, your 5-hole is also inherently that much more open here.
Yes, for sure.
Because that thigh rise is going to be sticking straight up ice rather than sealing 5-hole or giving you more coverage 5-hole.
For sure, and the looser your pad is, the more coverage you get 5-hole as well.
Right. So how do you secure the knee? It's just one strap below, around. Do you use like the professor strap, or?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm a big calf. That's pretty much the only thing that connects my pad to my knee or my leg is the strap.
And so just loose enough to allow you to have the rotation.
Yeah, and I actually go really tight. I go really tight, and I play with my pads just like slightly turned. So if this is square, they're just slightly turned out like this pretty much all the time.
Okay, nice. I love it. Those are great tips. We'll just let this.
Yeah, this was good. I felt good about this, and this was also at the end of the game, playing the old team. We're dominating. Yeah, life was good right now.
Yeah, you're right though. I love this. Is a good shot of the pad too. Again, take toe, pull the toe down to the skate, and think of what that does to the pad in other ways.
Right, and it allows your foot to play more freely too. I mean, you can really get so much more drive off your foot, like when you're standing too. Like right there, look at my right. If you look at my right leg, like where my pad is just floating on my leg, and so I'm just playing like with my natural body. I'm not dictated by my pads whatsoever.